When organizations are evaluating solutions, it's important to provide very individualized and specific use cases. And it's important to make sure the vendors actually demonstrate how they meet those use cases. Anyone can say they can support a requirement, but supporting a requirement can be a manual process. It can be a report or something like that. So you really want the vendors to actually demonstrate step by step how you input the time, how you see the results and see that it's fully automated, so that you can have the confidence that the system will actually automate the requirement and not just provide some manual workaround to support the requirement.
Prior to the demonstration, you should have an open session with each vendor so they can understand your unique requirements. This also gives them a chance to ask questions that gets to the next level of detail so that they not only understand the ask, but they also can understand the business drivers. The vendors that don't do this, you want to eliminate right off the bat. Ensure that the right people are involved. If you are a large multinational organization or you have a diverse workforce, whether it's specific unions or certain countries, you want to make sure that whatever's causing a variance, you involve the people. For instance, you may have folks that have tribal knowledge or undocumented knowledge about a process that you don't have any other record of. You want to make sure they're involved so their requirements can be met. Payroll needs to be involved because accurate payroll starts with accurate time. IT should be involved in any major decision. You want to make sure that the modern workforce management system you choose isn't prone to ransomware, security attacks, or any other vulnerability.
Most time and attendance evaluations will include the payroll and HR team. That's pretty common. Often it's going to include the finance team as well to identify where labor and time is tracked and allocated, and IT to ensure your data is safe and the systems can connect. But the group that's often overlooked and forgotten in evaluations are the operations team, the people in the field, in the floor, working on the shop floors, actually doing the work, actually managing the time. They often have very specific requirements to their business units that impact your payroll capabilities to automate your rules. So for example, if you have a pay policy that requires overtime if you work outside of the schedule, you need to know what the schedules are worked. And often planning schedules is not as simple as just who works on Tuesday. There's going to be replacement processes where you have to follow an overtime equalization process or seniority rules. And it's important to have the buy-in and the understanding of those requirements at the field level, at the operations level, and understand that by different department as well. So your manufacturing group might have very different needs than your distribution teams. So I think often organizations oversimplify the time and attendance process and focus just on collecting time and making sure people are paid correctly, which obviously is super important. You have to do that. That's the core need of the solution. But really, you shouldn't be looking at time and attendance just for time and attendance. Your implementation, your project should be truly transformational in the organization in helping with a lot of other processes beyond that. For example, managing employees' expectations with being offered overtime shifts, simplifying the process for doing that for the managers, that they're not making 30 phone calls every day to find someone to come in to fill in a shift, identifying opportunities to improve attrition for the employees so that employees aren't leaving the organization due to not having enough flexibility or being worked too many hours. These are all things that the time and attendance system can drastically improve. And it is important to be thinking about beyond just that simple time collection and calculation of pay.